Hey guys, welcome back to RHR. Jen, I really appreciate you being here. Still dealing with this virus. I promise I'll be fine. Thank you for all the well wishes. I have read them. I just can't respond to them all, but I appreciate you so much. You've made me feel so much better. And I'm working on recovering, so enjoy this mega compilation. So I forgot going back through some of these, how funny I found them. And I hope you do too. So again, thank you for all the lovely messages and all the support. I will be back very soon with new content. And I miss you all, and I hope you're staying healthy and taking care of yourself. I'll talk to you again soon. Here we go. Thanks for being here. Bye bye. We're taking a look at the internet's burning questions all about Harry and Meghan. And we're going to take a look at what people have to say about them, as well as our own question and answers. So without further ado, let's jump right on in. I just thought this picture was so perfect and so fit her. I thought I'd start the video out with this. Okay, let's take a look at the questions. Right out of the gate, I wanted to start with a feisty one. So is Meghan Markle capable of being a princess? Answer, she isn't capable of being a human being, never mind a princess. This person asks, is Meghan Markle close with Princess Anne? You guys, I love this answer. It's one of my favorite I've come across. You ready? Buckle up for this. Firstly, don't ever blink with Princess Anne. If she don't kick your arse, I will. She's not a princess, she's a goddess. I love Princess Anne. Secondly, Anne was on to Meghan the moment she first met her, just as the Queen Mother was on to Wallis Simpson's little attempt at getting her grubby American mitts on a royal title. Lastly, don't blink with Princess Anne. She has a whole country of men ready to take anyone out that means her harm. So well said. Such a great answer. I love Princess Anne. Don't blink with Princess Anne. All right. This is for my Australian people in my comments. You guys, I love you all so much. I have a lot of people from Australia here. Listen to this nonsense. You ready? Why is Meghan so widely adored in Australia, but not the UK? I have a bunch of people in the comments here that are going to strongly disagree with this one. She was not widely adored in the UK. I've actually met some lovely people because of our shared dislike of Markle. We've bonded over that. But this person has a great answer. Let's take a look. I have no clue what rock you're living under. Australians do not adore Meghan Markle or Harry. In the beginning, we were excited about Harry finally settling down and seeing him happy. It was sad watching him as the constant third wheel with Catherine and William. To give him some direction, then things changed. She came here to Australia, hated the place, and was not silent about it at all. Demanded that the Attorney General leave his house so that they could have it all to themselves. Despite the fact that they were given the whole wing for themselves, despite the fact that the Queen had stayed in the same place in the same wing when she visits Australia, despite the fact that other dignitaries and world leaders have stayed in the same wing in the Admiralty House. But oh no, not Meghan Markle. She demanded more. Australians are pretty laid back about most things. What we do not tolerate is stuck-up foreigners who think they're better than everyone else. Not even tolerate it from other Australians. So adore, you say? I think your wires are crossed and you're seriously misinformed. I love this person so much. I've bonded with a couple of you from Australia in the comments. You're wonderful. You do have I'm not just trying to generalize, but the few of you that I've met, you're amazing. And yeah, you seem to have the opposite opinion on Meghan that the questioner had. We seem to be on the same page that she's pretty awful and you would not tolerate that nonsense. All right. Is Meghan Markle close with Princess Eugenie? No. Harry was close to Princess Eugenie as cousins playing together. I'm still not sure why Harry is like this. So we've talked about this before. I don't quite understand either. Well, I don't understand why Harry does anything, but I don't understand the Eugenie relationship either. I don't understand why she would have stuck with them like she has, especially with the antics they pulled at her wedding. How does Meghan Markle keep her relationship with the royal family despite the conflict between them? Answer. She has no relationship with the royal family. She spent all her efforts lying and fighting with the family. Does that sound like a working or healthy relationship? All right. Question. What do you think of the claims of Meghan Markle bullying palace staff? I don't know why I love this answer so much. It just struck me really funny. And yeah, it's well said. It says she was a nightmare at Wimbledon. So yeah, I can believe it. And then this person says, I believe it's true. Why would Her Majesty the Queen's staff lie? It would serve them no purpose to do so. Ding, ding, ding. Exactly what I said. I don't believe that any of them had there would be no benefit for them to make this stuff up. And for so many of them to have similar stories, it just doesn't make sense. Who would gain more by lying? Of course Meghan would. So of course she's lying. And I also talked about, so they would quit after having a horrible time under her. And a lot of them ended up going to work with William and Catherine and are still there or worked for them for years without incident. So, again, who does it sound like is lying here? I would say Meghan. Question. Is Meghan Markle royalty? Answer. No, she married an imbecile prince, is all. She's as far removed from royalty as you can possibly get. The woman's not even a lady. Next silly question. Do you feel by not publishing the results of that bullying inquiry against Meghan Markle, the royal family is protecting Meghan, or are they trying to avoid more drama? Now, I like this answer very much. Let's talk about it. The answer that this person put is, I do not believe they're protecting Meghan for 1 minute. What they're trying to protect is our most gracious queen. She doesn't need any more Meghan Markle drama in her life. So the palace will do what they can to end it and shut it all down. I think both can be true. I've voiced very loudly my wish that bullying report would be released, leaked, whatever, that we could read it. I want to get my hands on it. I agree with the commenter, and I didn't think about it like that at the time, that's that would be understandable that they would just try to shut it down to protect the queen. But now, who are we protecting? I say, let that thing out. Let it fly. Let's all discuss it. Let's have typed up copies and we'll use it like textbooks. We'll go page by page and do a study on it. I'm going to need to see that report. Do you think that Meghan Markle regrets doing that prank in the Ellen DeGeneres show? You guys, even reading that Ellen DeGeneres show, I cringe all over again. We did a deep dive of it on Patreon where we actually watched it and broke down the interview and then the prank. I'm using Joey style air quotations on that one. Prank. It was the most cringe, awful. There were times where Jay did it with me and we were trying to think of even what to say. We just kept saying, oh my God, this is terrible. I hate it. Like, it wasn't funny. It wasn't even good cringe. It was just like two mean people talking to each other is how I felt. I am not an Ellen fan. She's got her issues. Obviously, I'm not a Meghan fan. She's got tons of issues. Those two, again, friendship made in hell. Enjoy yourselves. But this person answers, no, not at all. I think Meghan believes she gave an excellent performance and the world loves her even more for it. She believes that she was clever, charming, funny, a true comedian. The woman is delusional. She will always think anything she does is sheer perfection. I think so too. Now, Ellen is more interesting. Personally, I think Ellen was, and then it cuts off. What I think they were saying, and what some of the comments I read here, is they think that Ellen was in on it and wanted to kind of show that what Meghan was. I'm saying, no. No, I think these narcissistic twins, like, I don't think Ellen gave a fuck. Like, she just wanted the views. And I think Meghan thinks she's the greatest thing ever. So again, I just think they're a narcissistic match in hell. Why do you think Prince Harry married Meghan Markle? What were her qualities that attracted him to her? This person writes, I wish I knew. I can't imagine why an actual prince would be in such a hurry to get married and father children. His older, wiser brother set a good example and ended up marrying someone very worthy and qualified for the position and responsibilities of royal life. Catherine waited 9 years And it was her first marriage. Harry chose to marry a woman twice divorced and a former yacht girl. Now he's estranged from his family and his country because of her. And then this person says, I think what Harry liked best about Meghan was that his family was so against them getting married. Harry is emotionally stuck between age 12 to 15 and has never matured past that age. Harry was devastated by the death of his mother, and Meghan convinced Harry that she was the reincarnation of Diana. I'm not sure how she explains that she was already born when Diana died. Harry is emotionally a child, which makes him very easy to manipulate. Meghan studied Harry, his family, his late mother, and she came up with a scenario that convinced Harry she was the only person, and then it cuts out. But you get the drift. I get the drift. And once again, I think this answer is exactly it. I think he's so stupid, and he does somehow believe she's, I don't know if he believes it's Diana reincarnated, but I just remember in his book, and I think in the book Revenge, I can't remember which book it was, one of the books we read, they talk over and over about Harry kept saying that Meghan has Diana's stardust. Take that how you will. I don't even think he meant star power. I think he meant stardust. Like that magical quality. Well, I guess that is star power. You know what I'm saying. Like, I think he's so delusional and so painfully stupid. And I think she controls him and tells him these things. And he's like, yeah, that's what it is. That's Diana, yeah. And I think he's got a huge anger problem. It's just everything I've read and I see of this guy, I just think he's an angry idiot. And so when she tells him, I've got Diana Stardust, he's like, sure, yeah, I'm going to eat some crayons and be angry now. What can you do? More Q&As. That's right. I love finding these questions people are asking on the internet, especially about Meghan. And other people's responses tend to be pretty funny. We can talk through them, talk about our own feelings, and I'm just excited to be here. So as always, thanks for joining in, and let's jump right on in. So right out of the gate, what is Meghan Markle's worst lie? Ooh, there's so many to choose from. Let's see what people are saying. So this person says her beliefs. Meghan really thought she could modernize the monarchy and that everyone would follow her. I love this answer. Karen says, telling Harry she loves him. Yeah, it's a pretty big lie. And this person says, I don't even know where to start. That's exactly how I felt. When I read these questions, I try to answer them as well. I don't know where to start. I mean, immediately the thing that pops into there's just been so many, but the thing, that's on all of our minds is the whole racism thing with the royal family, and then saying, no, we didn't say that, even though there's a million instances of them heavily implying it by saying things like Archie wouldn't have a title because of the color of his skin. And then this person posted accusing the royal family and UK public of being racist considering this. Now, they go on to say she's always been racist. What? So I know this picture is from that wedding she crashed. Was it Skippy and Skep's wedding? And all the pictures, she looks like just a miserable expression on her face and mad. And then I've heard that this is her talking down to a member of the wait staff and then look at Harry sheepishly like, I can't stand up to her. I don't know what to do. What is she saying to this guy? That's what I want to know. It looks like she's doing a phallic gesture or something. What's she doing? This person says that she loves Harry and knew nothing about him, LOL, or the royal family, apart from what H told her, and stated that on the Oprah Winfrey Show. She thinks people are stupid. I think you're exactly right, Kellyanne, whoever you are. I think you're spot on. She thinks she's the smartest always, and that she can outthink everybody and tell these lies, and that we'll all just believe it. It makes her sound stupid, honestly. That she really tried. You guys, when I read that, and then all the barf emojis, I read that, I think of that teary, I tried on Oprah. It's like, no, you did not. You did not. You didn't even try. It's obvious. Even I joke about the messy all the time, but that's just more proof of not trying. She didn't try with anything, any part of it, not protocol, not any of it, not even trying to clean her outer appearance to I don't know, look like she fits in. No, she didn't try at all. That she has children? Ooh. leave that right there and move on to the next one. What does Meghan Markle lack? Answer, a firm grip on reality. That's pretty great. That's something that occupies a lot of space in my brain, is her fantastical stories, like collapsing in the bodyguard's arms and crying, and collapsing on the floor and crying, and whatever he was, the attendant kneeling down to thank her for her service and everything she did for the country. Just the Lion King situation, like, oh, they danced in the streets in South Africa. Just these tales, they can easily be proven false. People can figure out if this stuff is not real, but she continues to tell them, and I cannot wrap my head around somebody that does that. All right, this person asks, how would you describe Meghan Markle in a single sentence? You can imagine how these answers go. Now, what's funny is a lot of people misread this and describe her in a single word, so those are equally as funny. Let's take a look. Irrelevant? Is gold digger one word or two words? Contradicting? Yep, I've done 2 videos on that. I've talked about it in a lot of videos, but I did 2 videos showing her saying one thing and then immediately contradicting herself. Fake? Evil? This one picked lots of words. Conniving, calculating, gold digging, phony, show pony. Ooh, I like all those. I like show pony. Megalomaniac. I've definitely used that to describe her before. That fits so perfectly. Why is Meghan Markle so greedy? Because narcissists cannot love people. They value money in place of love. And they have ravenous greed, usually for money, that is not theirs. They feel entitled to steal money that is not theirs as well. Ding, ding, ding. I'm no psychologist, but I think that person nailed it. I think she thinks she's the greatest and she deserves all the things. And us peasants just can't understand it. She's a narcissist. It goes with the territory. I've known 3. Greed is one of the primary characteristics. So again, I'm no therapist. I'm not sure. I'm not diagnosing anybody. But I definitely think narcissist fits. I've heard you all when you say you think it's borderline personality. I'm thinking, can it be both? Because she thinks so highly of herself, she believes she deserves everything her heart desires. Yes, that's exactly what I was saying too. But she doesn't want to work for it exactly. So she's made a career of trashing the royal family, telling lies about the royal family, accusing the royal family, taking titles for herself and her... Sprogs? I haven't heard that. Sprogs from the royal family. Accepting a $32 million spectacle from the royal family, a London home, accepting an allowance for her and her mother, plus a huge clothing allowance, which she made sure she spent, took freebies because she was in the royal family, even though it's not an acceptable thing to do. She dissed the royals while on official royal duty. Ooh, this person is so spot on. There are so many things that keep me riveted about, well, both of them. And one of them is to think about how much they welcomed her. And, I mean, it's on record. The Queen would not invite Catherine to things like, I believe it was Sandringham and stuff, until she and William were married. Whereas they made exceptions for Markle. They really bent over backwards to do things for her. And thought they were doing these nice things, from the overspending of the wedding to the clothing allowance and everything in between. And yet still, these two, they continue to cry victim and that they were mistreated. Is Meghan Markle returning to acting? There was one answer to this question, and this was all they posted. So that's pretty great. I wondered the same. I just can't imagine. Okay. Take my dislike, and I cannot stand Meghan Markle. Take my dislike out of it. She really, truly was a shitty actress. So how can she? She was, I think the story was she was being let go of Suits. She had no other options when she was meeting Harry. So I don't understand how she can. All I can think is, she's going to do the executive producer thing where you put your name on something and then there's that. I just can't imagine her getting back into acting. I know she has like 14 really loud fans, the Sugars, but that's not going to be enough to get her views in the right spot, right? I mean, I just can't imagine anybody's going to want to watch that. And then who will she blame at that point? Because nothing's ever her fault. It can't be that she's a shitty actress. It's we're the ist words that she loves to throw around. Who is Meghan Markle's favorite person? She is. Did one of you guys write that? Seriously? That is true. Just think about it. I think we all know why she brings Doria around. She has no interest in Doria. She has no interest in anybody but herself. She can't keep friends. I don't understand. She clings on to the ginger in public, but I got to think behind behind the doors that they're barely even speaking to each other. So yeah, I don't think she has a favorite person besides herself, of course. Is Meghan Markle a sensitive person? From what I've seen of Meghan, blog, articles, interviews, speeches, behavior, attitude, no. I don't think she's remotely sensitive. She can do a Rachel Zane version of a genuine expression for the cameras, but nah, she's not sensitive. I tend to agree. I don't believe we get any real emotion or expressions out of her ever. She goes back to this, I'm an actress. I'm going to show you what I think sad should look like, but she's a shitty actress, so it just comes across very robotic. And finally, why is Meghan Markle always smiling? What's her secret? Answer, it simply means she's spotted a camera lens and or she's stoned. Look at me. Yeah, I actually go into this in another video where I feel like her over the top sometimes expressions where she's like big open mouth, face. It's like she thinks that's how we've talked about the Julia Roberts thing. She thinks that's how Julia Roberts would smile, so she should smile like that. It's very weird, right? It's very answering the internet's burning questions. Happy Friday, everybody. I'm so glad you're here today. I thought we could take a look at questions pertaining to the car chase. That's right. I cannot stop thinking about how ridiculous this whole thing is. And apparently the internet feels the same way. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to look at the internet's burning questions and we're going to laugh along with the answers. So let's dive right on in. Megan's got her happy face on and her toilet paper fascinator. So let's take a look at what the internet is talking about. Here we go. Before I forget, tomorrow is Saturday the 20th, and we're doing a live chat. It's 5 p.m. Eastern time. Google what time that is for you. If you're in the UK, it's probably like 10 o'clock. If you're on the East Coast, it's probably like 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. So join me then. All you have to do is click on the video that says live chat and you'll find us. You can type in the comment section or type in the chat thing rather, and we'll read out your questions and we'll answer them. We'll do giveaways. I'm super excited. So join us for that. All right. So right off the bat, do you think this was another planned event? Prince Harry and Meghan Markle involved in, quote, near catastrophic car chase. Do you guys think that near catastrophic is going to become the new conscious uncoupling thing, where it's like these buzzwords that people start using? Near catastrophic. So this person answers yes. He wants to glean as much attention as he can from his mom. Harry, the pitiful, pathetic slob. Then this person writes, is the Pope Catholic? To bear shit in the woods? This isn't their first rodeo in failing to control fantasy and letting it spill into reality. The whole 2-hour, quote, catastrophic car chase through the streets of New York without hitting one street camera to verify this dreadful event never happened except in their wildest dreams. It was planned, of course, and would actually be funny were it not so utterly pathetic. Ding, 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 we have a winner, or as I look at him, I would say ding dong. He is not a winner, but yeah, I think that's exactly it. It's pathetic. It absolutely is pathetic. It's a lame attempt to garner up attention and sympathy and make themselves victims again and try to get that, the protection that Harry's in court over. And it's just so stupid. And another of the easily verifiable lies that they love to tell. All right, what stunt will Meghan and Harry pull next in their worldwide privacy tour saga? Worldwide privacy tour. I love this answer so much. Leslie writes, well, we've had the racist royals, the burning baby, stolen security, and catastrophic car chase. Maybe next there will be an alien attack. I wish Jay was here to do my Prince Harry voice for me right now. It'd be like, unconscious bias. It's unconscious bias from the aliens. Okay. Is Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's car chase a grim reminder of Princess Diana's death? Answer. That's why they set up the whole farce. The NYPD statement is revelatory. It would be impossible to have a 2-hour car chase in the middle of the day in central New York City as much as it would be in London. In both cities, the roads and streets are crowded with vehicles end to end. And there would be news helicopters capturing every moment, let alone bystanders videoing on their phones. No footage has emerged of this dangerous car chase. You guys, people are so painfully stupid. I had to post this one because I find it particularly funny, but I understand it's going to rub some of you the wrong way. So if you're not into it, just skip over it. We can still be friends. It's cool. But let me just read you this. You ready? Oh my God. Okay, here we go. Why did Prince Harry and Meghan Markle only invite Princess Diana's 2 sisters to their wedding, but not Diana herself? Answer: Diana couldn't attend. Being dead is a full-time job with no time off. I know that's fucked up, and I probably shouldn't be laughing, but it's hysterical to me. I swear to God, that must have been written by one of the Sugars. Like, it's so painfully stupid. Okay, question. Why was Prince Harry really afraid that Meghan Markle might experience what Lady Diana experienced? Meghan Markle knew all the right buttons to push to get Harry to do her bidding. She's an actress, after all. And they have ended up back in La La Land with the A-list gang she invited to her wedding for just that reason. The only one who seems oblivious to her scheming is dim Harry. Oh my gosh, that's such a good point. He really is dim, right? I mean, dumb as a box of rocks. But that's such a, well, I don't think I've said it like that. And that really puts it in perspective. Even if he's gullible enough and dumb enough to believe the claims that she made, or to believe his own claims, wouldn't he say, hey, weird, we ended up back in the spot exactly where you wanted us to be, having survived all these crazy things that no one can prove, and everybody has actually proven the opposite has happened. So he is so painfully stupid, but also that makes him, I think that takes him the accountability out of his hands, and he deserves more of the accountability because, yes, he is stupid, but he also had a say in things, and he also was banging that drum calling the family racist. So, yeah, I don't feel sorry for him either. He sucks. Okay. How were Meghan Markle and Prince Harry inspired by Princess Diana to take a break from royal life? Answer: thank you for asking. They seem less inspired by her and more exploitative of her. Ding, ding, ding. They have a pattern of wanting a lot of attention and then claiming they don't. They keep playing hide and seek game, hoping that it will keep interest in them high. Most of us outgrew hide and seek a long time ago. Yeah, I want to know who's the brains behind this latest stunt. I mean, I would never put brains and Harry in the same sentence, and I assume that Meghan controls, manipulates everything, so I assume it's her, but I just really wonder, because it's such a dumb idea, this fake car chase, that I wonder, did Harry come up with it? I know it has, it could tie back into the, IPP thing, but I just wonder, it's so childish that I almost think, hey, that sounds like something Harry would come up with. Do you think Meghan Markle has filled the hole in Prince Harry's heart after the demise of Princess Diana? Answer: absolutely not. She's the self-serving social climber and not anything like his mother. Diana it's supposed to be loved her sons unconditionally. Harry doesn't have that with Meghan, not even close. It's a tragedy. His marriage to this girl is a major misstep. I say the same thing, and I do think he'll realize it if he hasn't already. But I also don't feel sorry for him. That ship has sailed. There was a time where I thought he was just so stupid he was being led around, but he has done as many, if not more, malicious things as she has in terms of, look at that book he wrote. So my days of feeling sorry for this clown are over. Question: do you think this was another planned event? Prince Harry and Meghan Markle involved in the near catastrophic car chase? Answer: who knows? That pair have lied so much that anything to do with them has to be taken with a very large pinch of salt. Yes, of course, Meghan must always have attention, even if she has to lie. The only surprise is it wasn't planned to happen on Friday, May the 5th. Such a good comment. I feel the exact same way. I'm truly surprised that this quote unquote catastrophic car chase, sorry, I can't get through it without laughing, didn't happen on May the 5th. So Harry would have a reason to rush back home and avoid the coronation altogether and have more attention on her. The Frozen Todger and Spiteful Dodger. Have you guys heard that? That's an amazing nickname. All right, Frozen Todger and Spiteful Dodger are at it again. The sickness, they must have to invoke Princess Diana and try to compare themselves to her as vile. These two have gone from being a curious sideshow to stomach turning. Question, were Prince Harry and Meghan Markle unharmed after the catastrophic car chase? Answer, yes, they were very unharmed. Funny how everyone else's account differ from Meghan's version. The cab driver who drove them, the NYPD, no one seems to be backing up her story. I'm sure it's because of systematic racism or something like that. I believe the word you're searching for, unconscious bias. And finally, is Meghan Markle equal to Prince Harry? Answer, equally ridiculous, you mean? I certainly think so. The internet's burning questions about Harry and Meghan and the hilarious answers that go with the question. So let's jump right on in and take a look. I wanted to start off with this one because it really gave me a laugh and was pretty spot on, especially when describing, well, both of them, but especially Meghan. So let's take a look at this. Somebody asks, what really happened with Harry and Meghan? And it looks like Ron answered, Harry is a dim-witted, disgruntled adolescent with a mommy complex. Meghan is a trollop with a massive chip on her shoulder, a huge inferiority complex manifesting itself as a superiority complex. That's hard to say back to back. And a serious Diana obsession. Each is consumed with envy and hatred. She stalks him. They hook up. Each feeds the other's neuroses. They quit the royal family in the UK. It doesn't work out as planned. They decide that somebody has to pay, so they attack the British royal family for retribution in cash. Stay tuned. God, this is so clever and so well written. I swear to God, it's one of you guys that wrote this. It's so good. My favorite is, let me read it again. All right. Meghan is a trollop with a massive chip on her shoulder, a huge inferiority complex manifesting itself as a superiority complex, and a serious Diana obsession. That's exactly it. That's it. A huge inferiority complex. Obviously, I keep saying it. I'm stumbling over those words, but you know what I'm saying. That's exactly what it is. This person is so brilliant. Okay, question. Has your opinion on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle changed? Sarah writes, yes, my opinion has only cemented my view that they are both documented liars and Markle is a con artist. And I would like to add that Harry's an angry beaker. Friday writes, not recently, but from the beginning, yes. I thought that their wedding was wonderful and they were going to very successfully team up with William and Catherine and make an awesome royal foursome that would excite and slowly modernize the monarchy. But unfortunately, the Duchess of Delusion, ooh, that's good. Duchess of Delusion's narcissistic personality and her successful track record in destroying families quickly came to pass. And now, I wouldn't piss on them if they were on fire. Nurse writes, yes, when I initially heard about the relationship, I thought Harry had found someone who would love and support him and the family. I was not aware who Meghan was. Oh, you know, that just pisses her right off, which I love. Other than an American actress, I didn't even know that, an American actress, but not ever having seen Suits. I remember Harry as a person who misbehaved since childhood, but thought he had finally started acting as an adult. Before the marriage, I started noticing problems that did not bode well for the royals. I was right. Yeah, I talked about this. I think this is the part of history that they hate, that the fact that everybody actually was in their corner. And then we figured out what monsters they were, and we all flipped. And they like to just pretend it's because of the ist words they like to throw around, but no, it's because they're monsters. Jane writes, change? No. They just took off their masks. Even Harry has been longing for a reason to beat up his father and Camilla for years. Yeah, I think he's had some pretty severe psychological problems for years. I mean, I'm not a doctor, just my guess, but if you need any more evidence, look at the book Spare. Hello. He wrote down every grievance ever, and then he met their worst person ever, and they decided to bring out the absolute worst in each other. It's a match made in hell. Amber writes, no, they're still a pair of evil, hypocritical, narcissistic, lying prats. Prats is a great word. Question, were Harry and Meghan seriously injured in that high-speed car chase? I can go ahead and take this one for you. No, there was no car chase. And then I didn't even read this one ahead, so it kind of goes with what I was saying. No, he was not injured because there was no high-speed car chase. But then this person answered, yes, indeed, their egos suffered severe bruising beyond repair, and all credibility irreparably in tatters. I would say that went out the window with the Oprah interview. Why are Prince Harry and Meghan lying about being nearly killed by the paparazzi? Love these answers. Ready? Because they have mental disorders. Because they feed off each other and wind each other up instead of balancing each other out. Because they're both spoiled and entitled, and they can't stand to have bad press. They play victims to try to gain sympathy, and that's why all their tales of woe are over the top. Susan answers, for the drama and to keep themselves relevant. Do any of you readers know someone in your life who has told you this type of bogus drama? I doubt you'd keep them in your circle. We used to call that crazy makers. I haven't heard that. With all the CCTVs, the NYPD was able to investigate what did or did not happen. Personally, I think it was all a ruse to gain attention, another lie to gain sympathy and attention. Stop already. So regular people like you and I can't just go make up a car chase and file reports on it, right? So how does that work? Where's their bill, you know? So Deborah says, I actually saw this one coming. It's Henry's greatest fear. Apparently, and somehow it had to happen to show he was, how right he was. I do understand his fear of such a thing because of what happened with his mother. I'm giving him a little leeway about that because of his childhood trauma. I don't think he should be given any more leeway. We talk about this at length. I don't think you get a free pass the rest of your life because you've had childhood trauma. Who among us hasn't had something happen in your life? It doesn't mean you get to be the a-hole the rest of your life. She goes on to say he simply wants to prove how important they are and how much protection they need. Had they stayed the course and remained working senior royals, they would have had protection. They want all the perks without the work. Exactly. They don't seem to have realized yet that no one really cares about them, and there's no reason to chase them around. Judith writes, they want to show King Charles how famous they are and the inherent danger from the paparazzi that goes along with fame, reminiscent of what happened with Diana. Harry wants King Charles to take notice and pay for personal protection. Yeah, I would say that's pretty spot on. You know how I post these videos, look at me. She always plays look at me with the camera. He plays look at me with emotional baggage and fun stuff. That's right. I found the internet's burning questions about Harold and fraud here, Hank and Skank. We are going to take a look at what people are asking, what people are answering, and have some laughs along the way and get pretty fired up because, yeah, we talk about all things wrong with Harold and fraud. But anyway, thank you so much for being here. I cannot wait to get into this episode with you. Just a side note, this is Coronation Week. Yay, I'm so excited. I hear you loud and clear. Lots of people asking for coronation stuff. We are headed there. Very soon. Yay. So you will see stuff on the channel coming up about coronation. In the meantime, I'm recording things like this because some people still want to see Harry and Meghan, but I hear both sides there. I'll be bringing you both. Don't you worry. I'm just so excited for this week, and I can't thank you enough for being here. I thought this was a great question. What doesn't make sense to you about Meghan, Duchess of Sussex? From all outward appearances, she never once even attempted to become a part of the royal family, to learn protocol, royal etiquette, or rules of court. That from the outset, she never had any intention of becoming truly royal. That her plan was always to marry Harry, keep her career, and live in the United States. I'm aghast at such behavior. The sheer lack of respect and deference for Her Majesty and for centuries of tradition not only shocks me, it makes me very angry. Ding, 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 we have a winner. That person so perfectly sums up exactly how I feel about her. She didn't even try. She didn't care to try. She had this plan all along. She didn't want to fit in, as suggested by every book we've read, everything we've seen from her. Look at the picture on the screen here. She didn't care. She didn't try. She was rude. She was disrespectful. I could go on and on. You know where I'm going with this. But once she decided the victim thing would pay well, then that's what she latched onto, and that was that. It's just completely astonishing to me that somebody who has so many reports of being the bully out there continues to try to play victim. What is Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, like in real life? Ooh, starting out of the gate with a big one. I would say that this picture gives us a lot of information that we probably need to know about her. Seriously, though, if you just look at the pictures, she always looks like this and he always looks miserable. I'd say that tells you a lot right there. So this person responds, I think that woman's wedding guest list is all anyone needs to form a reasonable opinion of her. No family, no friends, nobody except famous strangers. No one has anything positive to say. It's hard to imagine H just being the man he is today if he had taken advice from her past cast-offs and former loved ones. I think this person makes such good points. That occupies so much space in my brain thinking about that. How weird was it? Seriously, only her mother. No friends, no family, right? I mean, you could argue that maybe Serena was a friend and, but mostly no friends, no family. Just celebrities. That should tell you everything you need to know right there. I may have read this one before, don't care. This is one of my favorite things ever. You ready? She's the female version of Jussie Smollett. He told his lie about something that happened one night. Meghan is telling her lies over a period of years. Oh my God, that's so good. Meghan Markle is an egomaniac with strong narcissistic traits who can be charming to people who don't know her well. Meghan only charms people she views as someone that she can use to get the fame, jobs, or the money she so greatly desires. Not only does Meghan desire fame, she believes she deserves fame, with hundreds of millions in her bank account, and the masses groveling in fervor at her feet, licking her boots in addled adoration. That's quite the imagery, but yeah, I can't disagree with anything that person says. I go back to the messy, which shows me a lack of caring on her part, but also think about the outfits. Again, this takes up too much space in my brain. Think about all the horrible outfits that we all, enjoy a laugh at. That to me tells me that no one's advisement, opinions, anything matters any to her. If she decides something is right, that's it. No listening to anybody else, no nothing. And then we get looks like that. You know what I mean? It just, to me, again, it says that I won't take anybody's advice. I know best always, all the time. Whereas most of us, if we were thrust into a situation like that, and, we've heard stories of how the palace tried to give her help and tried to give her all these people to advise her. And she's like, no, I got Harry. So yeah, that didn't work out too well. What is Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, like in real life? This person, they're very succinct. They write, a vile piece of shit. So this person asks, is real life unfair to Meghan? And then somebody answers, it's so unfair, and shared this picture. You guys, I mean, so unfair. She's so mistreated. They definitely didn't welcome her or roll out the carriages for her or spend an insane amount on this spectacle for her, but she was mistreated. Don't worry, she'll remind us of this a lot. This person asks, what are the least decent things about Meghan Markle? So this person answers, anything she says or does manages to be indecent in one way or another. I would place Meghan's disgustingly arrogant mock curtsy, totally agree, as the single most indecent and ignorant insult of Queen Elizabeth ever seen across the world as she giggled with pride. She's a disgrace to every decent American, and now she's reaping her own humiliation as a cartoon puppet in South Park. Karma. Bingo. So well said, so well explained. I made a video on that mock curtsy and how awful she is and how rude and disrespectful. And yet she thought she was the funniest thing ever. No, it's not funny. It's not clever. It's not anything. And her idiot husband just sat there and stared at her. Yeah, he flashed anger for a minute, but he did nothing. So he's just as guilty as she is. And to put Her Majesty the Queen and everybody else through that is no. She's a terrible person. Should Meghan still be the Duchess of Sussex? Answer, absolutely, positively, unequivocally, no, she should not. She was a fraud when she was engaged. She was a fraud when she was married. She's still a fraud using a title in the United States. I'm sorry, which marriage are we talking about? Because there's been a couple. Ooh, no, but seriously, she is a fraud. I totally agree. I never Googled the royal family. Bullshit. Never Googled Harry. Bullshit. Yes, you did. We saw right through you. She thought we were all stupid. But no, you're a fraud. I mean, it started that way. It continued that way. And now look where we are. Continuing to be a fraud. What do you think is Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, most positive contribution to the royal family? Answer, leaving. Yeah, I would say leaving and taking that idiot Ginger with her, probably. What is the Meghan like in real life? Answer, a nasty piece of work. This person answers, a real tart, common as hell. Do you think Meghan Markle is rude? Yes, Markle is rude and ignorant and a liar. I go to think about everybody pretty much that she's come in contact with, whether it's people she's worked with, whether people that have worked for her, family members, you name it. Most of them have terrible things to say about her, and I just don't think, I understand that there's always going to be one or two people when somebody's famous to come forward and say, yeah, they're a bitch, whatever. This is different. So many people have come forward with very similar stories. I just don't know how some people, I know we don't, but how some people ignore that. All right, I couldn't leave out this bozo and not talk about him, so let's look at some questions about him. What is Prince Harry really like? Oh, goodness. Answer. This is anecdotal, but a friend of mine's father worked for some years as a royal protection officer to Charles and his family when Harry was growing up. Apparently, Harry, in his words, is, quote, an absolute shit. Well, same thing I said about Meghan. There's so many stories out there about him being an absolute shit and an angry little prick. And I think if enough people have the same story, I would say, yeah, it's probably true. Really feel like that the palace helped hide it for a long time. How awful he is as well. How miserable, I guess is the word. And then now that he's been speaking up more and writing stupid books and crayon and stuff, we can see it more clearly. This person says, I used to be quite a big fan. I thought he was a nice guy and felt bad for him until recently, that is. Turns out Harry stole money from charity. What? This is alleged. This is somebody online. You got to take it with a grain of salt, but let's see what they say. Okay, so this person says, I couldn't believe the headlines when the news came out. I got angry thinking it must be some tabloid running a horrible hit piece against him. But after reading in depth about what he did from several charitable news sources, I was finally convinced and very, very disappointed. It turns out Prince Harry, quote, transferred about $200,000 from one of his nonprofit charities he ran into his own company, Travelist, which is a for-profit company. I haven't heard of that. Are you guys aware of this? Though Harry and his company claim this is legal, it's absolutely 100% theft. I don't care if it is legal. I don't care that the technical term is transferred funds and not theft. He took money donated to one charity and put it in his private company's bank account. That is theft. And the worst part is that he's rich, he's famous, he's connected enough to get away with it. Harry and his PR team made sure that everyone has forgotten about it already. Even now, the story is forgotten as people panic. Okay, I don't want to talk about that. Yeah, it's just people panic about other stuff. Are you guys familiar with this? I honestly have not heard this story. Have you heard of this? I'm very curious. I'd like to know your thoughts. I have my own thoughts on Archewell. It gets tricky to talk about because, they're very Sue happy. But I can tell you my opinion is some shit's going on there. Why else would they start in Delaware, right? Yeah, lots going on there. I'd really like to get into that. And I know that I saw all your comments. I know that France just did some sort of investigation into it. I still haven't had time to look at that. I need to take a look. But I'm very curious to see what they found. But, ooh, I'm very interested in this. Does anybody know about this? Let me know in the comments. How do you feel about Prince Harry? Answer. Personally, I feel he hasn't got the sense he was born with. Same. I struggle with him. I think because I did like him for a long time, and I like Diana too, and of course I love William. So I think sometimes I accidentally, unconscious bias, I give him a pass. Not a full pass, but I'm saying maybe I'm less hard on him. But then I learned things. I learned things about how he treated his grandmother, how he threw around these, racist claims and things and threatened people. And I think, no, he's a prick. He deserves everything he's getting. And I mean, he sucks. I don't know what else to say. Prince Harry sucks. Very eloquent, I know. No, but seriously, I don't feel bad for him anymore. I don't. He's a grown man. He did this to himself. Those two can enjoy the hell of their own making. And finally, why is Prince Harry always looking miserable? Answer. Life with migraine is clearly not fun. Yeah, I do think it's some of that, but I also think he's a miserable prick. We saw in his book Spare that he carries around grievances from when he was 8, whatever. He's always kept score and feels like life's not fair. As ridiculous as that sounds for somebody from a royal family, my God. But just no self-awareness, none of that. No. I think he'll just always be in a miserable bubble, I guess is the word. I don't know. Anyway, guys, this was a lot of fun. I enjoy going through these questions. I enjoy answering these questions. I enjoy reading other people's answers to these questions. Feel free to leave me your answers to these questions. I appreciate it so much. And I will talk to you again soon. Take care, stay healthy, and have the best week. Okay, bye-bye.